Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The name's Ben. Why am I talking like that? I don't know. I'll stop. In this video, I'll be showcasing the new Iron Banner hand cannon, the Lingering Song. I was actually able to get my hands on all the Iron Banner weapons except for the rocket launcher from last week's Iron Banner. And this one has been probably the most enjoyable of them all. The Lingering Song belongs to the ultra high impact, low fire rate subclass of hand cannons. Other hand cannons of this archetype include the Ill Will and the exotic, the First Curse. It boasts the highest base stability and reload time of its archetype. So if you're a big fan of the heavy hitters, you'll love this one. It also has the second highest base aim assist found within the archetype, second only to the First Curse. Its base range stat is modest, falling at just about average for the archetype. But I should mention that range on this type of hand cannon is generally very high relative to other archetypes. This means you won't experience damage fall off at the same range you would with something like, say, a Palindrome or an Aes Luna with similar range boosting perks. Overall, compared to its rivals within the archetype, it is extremely well-rounded. The version you see here came with the Iron Lordy sights, which from the phrasing in the description is identical to True Sight Iron Sight found on other hand cannons. In regular Crucible, it hits for 95 per headshot with an optimal range, which can on occasion surprise you with a 2-tap kill against low armored opponents. Keep in mind that the optimal range will vary depending on the range boosters you have on your weapon. The version you see here came with Hammer Forged, but I've come across a version with Rifled Barrel that actually had a greater range stat. Imagine that. When level advantages are enabled, this gun has the potential to ruin many gaming experiences, and possibly controllers. In the first Iron Banner of Year 3, I was no-lifey enough to have leveled one of my characters to 385, which meant that I was able to consistently 2-tap Guardians that were under-leveled. Generally, that was Guardians that were 360 light or below, I think. It was gross, like I should probably pixelate the rest of this video gross, but I'm not going to. Mainly because my time with this weapon reminded me a lot of how the Crucible played in Year 1. Granted, I was dealing significantly more damage with my primary than my opponents, but 90% of them were using secondaries anyways. I was actually trading with shotgunners without having to shotgun myself. If you've been playing PvP lately, you'll have noticed the Taken have infiltrated the Crucible with a new cast of Matador-wielding Thrall. It's an epidemic, I tell ya. So, in light of that, it was extremely satisfying to schmamboozle targets that were charging me like raging bulls. To add injury to injury, I managed to get my hands on one with luck in the chamber and high caliber rounds, which meant occasionally it would kill with one headshot and a body shot, and for that I'm sincerely sorry not sorry. The recoil on the weapon is pretty forgiving compared to something like an Ill Will, so you can snap your shots with little adjustment between them. I'm excited to see how well it performs in regular Crucible against other hand cannon archetypes. If any of you have gotten one with an interesting perk combo, feel free to share it below. Unless of course it has reactive reload, rifle barrel, and outlaw, in which case, don't talk to me. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed this video. Also, I was just kidding about the people with shotguns in the Crucible. You've probably spent about, what, $200 on this game? You can play it however you like. Besides, we've all gone through a shoddy phase. It kinda just creeps up on you. You start off raging and losing your ass at every shoddy death. Then you get a monster roll shoddy, and before you know it, you've joined the dark side. And that's what happened to me in Iron Banner Supremacy. I was myself 1 second, then I was kicking in doors waving my Matador. And strangely, I could almost hear the Blueskis screaming, "Papa, don't kill me no more." Weird. It's quite scary actually. I've been on this shoddy trip for a week now, and I've also been showering twice a day. Coincidence? Probably not. But I do have a strict tit-for-tat policy, so expect to see some thrall tactics in the near future. If you are cringing and or puking at the thought of that, no worries, as I'll also be releasing class-specific guides on how to counter shotguns along with said video. Anyways, until then, God bless your faces and deuces!